스위스의 풍광을 편안한 마음으로 다보스 포럼에서 직접 기조연설.
When Korean music recently paired up with YouTube, it became a global sensation.
안녕하십니까. 밝은해광장의 김휘종입니다. 다보스 포럼이라는 단어를 들어보셨을 겁니다. 최근 뉴스에도 종종 나오는 단어인데 바로 스위스 다보스에서 열리는 세계 경제 포럼을 이야기합니다. 현재 나경원 전 의원이 윤석열 대통령 특사 자격으로 다보스 포럼에 참석하기 위해 2022년 5월 23일에 출국을 했고, 다보스 포럼에서의 나경원 특사, 기업가들의 활동이 뉴스를 통해 나오고 있습니다. 스위스, 다보스 하니까 생각이 나는 게 있는데, 그래서 오늘 영상은 다보스 포럼 관련입니다. 박근혜 대통령께서는 2014년 1월에 다보스 포럼에서 직접 기조연설을 하신 바 있습니다. 그 다보스 포럼 기조연설을 보여드리고자 하는데, 그 전에 좀 가벼운 이야기와 사진을 보여드릴까 합니다. 저도 그때 대통령 수행 업무로 스위스 다보스에 갔었는데, 그때 제가 찍었던 사진 중에 몇 장을 소개합니다. 당시 대통령님께서는 스위스 국빈 방문으로 수도 베른에서 여러 행사를 마치시고 다보스로 이동하셨습니다. 베른과 다보스는 기차로 약 3시간 반 정도 되는 거리입니다. 대통령님을 비롯해서 수행원 모두가 스위스 기차로 이동을 하는 특별한 경험을 하게 되었습니다. 스위스 수도인 베른도 참 예뻤는데, 다보스로 이동하는 기차에서 보는 스위스의 풍경 또한 인상 깊었습니다. 그리고 알프스 해발 1500m 높이의 작은 도시 다보스도 기억에 많이 남아 있습니다. 한국에서 보기 어려운 스위스의 풍광을 편안한 마음으로 잠시 보신 후에 2014년 1월 22일에 있었던 박근혜 대통령님의 다보스 포럼 기조 연설을 함께 보시겠습니다.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my warm greetings to all of you. This is an opportune occasion to speak about entrepreneurship and the creative economy. For in our post-crisis era, the global economy is charting a new course. And many of the global leaders in this audience stand at the forefront of that journey. Thanks to strong national responses, coupled with close international coordination, the global economy is gradually escaping from the crisis, yet continues still experience slow growth. High unemployment is weighing economies down. Income inequality continues to linger. Making growth sustainable is another task all of us face. As our planet eventually becomes home to 9 billion people, the need to deal with climate change and resources depletion has never been more compelling. The global financial crisis has brought these issues to the fore, but in fact, they are problems that have been with us well before the crisis, and they lay bare the limitations of our existing paradigm. We must make growth sustainable. We must make growth inclusive. But piecemeal fixes will not do. Macroeconomic policies or labor policies under existing paradigm alone will not do. What we need is nothing short of a paradigm shift. What we now need, and need urgently, is an engine that takes us beyond these constraints, one that transforms the existing order and helps reshape the world. Korea is seeking that engine in the creative economy. Ladies and gentlemen, today, the brilliant idea, creative thought, or new technology of a single individual can help move the world and get nations going. Since the Industrial Revolution, the wealth and happiness of nations, of individuals, were marked by a material divide. Recently, this has given way to a digital divide. The future will be defined by a creative divide. Whereas existing economies have focused on extracting mineral resources from the ground, creative economies seek to tap into the creativity of the human mind. We in Korea believe that the only way to solving our problems is to creatively innovate our way out. Hence, our pursuit of a creative economy vision as the new paradigm for driving our economy forward. A creative economy harnesses the creative ideas of individuals and marries them with science and technology, with IT. It promotes the convergence of different industries and the confluence of industry and culture. And along the way, it creates new markets and new jobs. Together with creativity, what is key to successfully realizing this vision is entrepreneurship. Creativity begets innovative ideas. Entrepreneurship puts innovation into action. Entrepreneurship is what translates an individual's innovative ideas and creative potential into the courage to start a new business. We have a saying in Korea, beads are not considered jewelry unless they are woven together. Entrepreneurship is what weaves together the beats of creative ideas into new markets and into new jobs. Companies must rise to the challenge of a new era. In doing so, they shouldn't be afraid of failure. Entrepreneurial spirit in the 21st century must be indefatigable. To support the thriving of entrepreneurship, barriers that stand in its way must be removed. We also need to build a financial system that supports entrepreneurship and spreads risk, a system that helps those that fail get back up. Another key task is to build a creative economy ecosystem which spurs endless research and constantly churns out new ideas and value. The government needs to support this. In most cases, it's difficult to do due diligence on ideas. And building ideas from the drawing board to the marketplace involves a high degree of uncertainty. This makes it difficult for early-stage startups to raise funds. To ease this process, we must transform how startups and venture companies finance capital away from loans and towards investment capital, including through angel investors. Financing assistance should also be tailored to be a company's evolution. Policies should include tax breaks and other steps aimed at encouraging M&As of venture companies. Where businesses fail despite honest hard work, their credit worthiness should be restored promptly so they could try again. We need a climate where entrepreneurs can learn from their failure, bounce back, and achieve success. Korea is focusing on building an ecosystem where entrepreneurship can flourish. We will use this as a platform for fleshing out our vision of a creative economy. Last October, we opened a Creative Economy Town website. This online platform helps people with great ideas who have done creative research and have the technology, but who have quit halfway through because of difficulties in making them marketable. In the span of a few months, some 4,000 creative ideas have already been put forward. Success stories are beginning to appear as patents are filed, prototypes are produced, and funds are raised to start businesses. Here is the story of one young man. He developed an application that directly translates any word on a mobile screen and offers the user learning opportunities through a vocabulary book. After submitting the idea to the K-Starter program, he was able, with the help of mentors, to launch a cloud-based language learning application. It now supports 12 languages. In just 4 months, this application was downloaded 400,000 times. Today, it is growing into a venture business. Creative ideas such as these will help inject fresh vitality to creating jobs and growing the economy. They will underpin our nation's competitiveness. Starting this year, we will move offline and establish creative economy centers across Korea. Once the system is fully up and running, anyone with a great idea will be able to get mentoring from experts and start a business. Companies would not only be linked up with talented people, their competitive edge would also be enhanced through innovative ideas. To reinforce these efforts, we will set up a creative economy joint task force. This will include venture companies, SMEs, large companies, as well as the government. The private sector will be in the driver's seat and lead the creative economy. Furthermore, to facilitate startups and entrepreneurial risk-taking, we are moving to a negative list approach to regulation. We are drastically cutting red tape that stands in the way of convergence and in the way of new industries. We will cap the total volume of regulations. Regulations will be relaxed across the board, except for those that are absolutely necessary. A ministerial meeting that I, as president, will be chairing will oversee these efforts. Answers to tackling energy and environmental challenges will also be thought through the creative economy. We will develop policies to build environment-friendly energy towns as creative business models. We will try new ways to site incineration plants and landfills, which local communities tend to reject. Those communities will receive real benefits in the form of clean technology, technology-based energy, energy that will come from biomass cogeneration plants or energy storage systems. We will also make government information more open and accessible for the general public. This Government 3.0 initiative can also serve as the connective tissue for a wide range of new businesses. For example, the Korean government made available its 3D maps, land registration maps, and other information on the nation's land space. One startup made use of that data and developed a service application that estimates the power capacity and profitability of locating solar equipment in various areas on the map. Such data and ways to use our nation's land space will be made publicly available so that anyone could easily use them and develop many different services. As a result, we expect to see some 12,000 decent jobs created by 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't it be nice to join Korea's journey towards a creative economy? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the creative economy needs to play an important role in the reshaping of our world, the theme of this year's forum. For it can offer new opportunities for dealing with diverse challenges that can arise during that transformation. Existing factors of production or the prerogatives of select classes or groups. In contrast, the power to imagine and think up ideas is universal to everyone. It is not conditioned by nationality, ethnicity, wealth, or education. Unlike resources, creativity is non-depletable, nor does it degrade the environment. It, therefore, unlocks opportunities for sustainable growth. Creativity is inherent to all people, regardless of age, class, race, or nationality. It therefore holds promise for inclusive growth. The promotion of creativity will serve as the wellspring for overcoming unbalanced growth among nations and among different classes. Every member of humanity has the potential to become key players in the success story of a creative economy. It is why I believe the creative economy can offer a path to resolving the triple pressures of slow growth, high unemployment, and income disparities. Through startups, as well as the innovation of existing businesses, a creative economy can generate new engines of growth and can grow jobs. There will also be less income inequality, since anyone with a great idea can live out one's dreams by starting a business. Where there is concern and care for others, there we can see fresh ideas blossom. It is when the desire to improve the human condition, to heal humanity's pain, meets science and technology, that solutions are produced, that suffering is eased, that the well-being of humanity is served. Realizing the benefits and goals of a creative economy requires concerted global efforts. Climate change and environmental challenges are global in nature. As such, the world must act as one in tackling them. Solutions to these problems could be found through the imagination and entrepreneurial drive empowered by a creative economy. I also hope to see nations that are custodians of the world's cultural heritage amplify creative value through cultural sharing and heart-to-heart exchange through the creative economy. Culture has the power to connect people of different languages and different backgrounds. The world is coming closer together as economic, social, cultural, and other barriers are ebbing away. We see this happening with our own eyes. We see how the culture of one nation is no longer confined to that country alone. It is increasingly being shared and enjoyed beyond borders. We use the expression Korean wave to describe the widespread enthusiasm for Korean culture. Today, that wave is spreading rapidly across the globe. When Korean music recently paired up with YouTube, it became a global sensation. K-pop, Korean dramas, and films are being greeted here and there and creating new added value. When the cultural values of each country are brought together with IT technology, the possibilities for generating greater added value become truly limitless. Indeed, this is another key attraction of the creative economy. The companies that are welcomed around the world are those that have successfully combined various cultural content with new technology. May this audience help draw up ideas that enable culture to serve as a vehicle, one that brings love and joy around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, since the global economic crisis, the Washington consensus has not been regarded as sacred as it once was. The world beckons for something more, something that better meets the calling of our time. But a new consensus has yet to emerge. May this World Economic Forum lead to what we could call the Davos consensus, the belief in entrepreneurship as the driving force of sustainable, inclusive growth. Indeed, a gathering of global leaders such as this should aim to usher in a new era. I believe you can do so by coming up with practical guidelines toward an economic, social, political, and cultural climate that fosters entrepreneurship. I hope that Korea's quest for a creative economy can also offer others a practical entrepreneurship-driven strategy for shaping a new future. Our world currently faces countless challenges, but to me, they seem no more than minor bumps on our path to a better world. The indefatigable spirit of entrepreneurship can lift economies up and lift countries up. It is now up to us to rise to the challenge and not be afraid to fail. Let us set our sights on making a better world. And let us embark on this journey with tireless entrepreneurial drive and through a creative economy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention.